श्रीमते Swaminichi Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauramani Pujamine. Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadevitamine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaurabhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we continue the fourth canto, chapter 4. We are discussing that particular section where Sati was advised by Lord Shiva not to go and attend the sacrifice performed by Daksha. That was in the third chapter. But Sati, despite the advice by Lord Shiva, Sati comes to the sacrifice, comes to attend the sacrifice. She was received by her mother and the sisters, but apart from her mother and sisters, nobody else spoke to her. Neither Daksha, not even the other followers of Daksha, other Brahmanas who were performing the sacrifice, they did not speak to Daksha and they did not speak to Sati because of the fear of Daksha. So Sati could see that she was not received by Daksha and others. And Sati also noticed that there were no oblations being offered for Lord Shiva. We'll recite the shloka, 9th shloka. Arudrabhagam tamavekshya chadvaram.
Arudrabhagam tamavekshya chadvaram.
Pitra cha deve kritahelanam vibhu.
Pitra cha deve krita helam vibhuha.
Nadrita yajna sadasya dishwari.
Andrata yagna sadesha adiveshari.
Chupopalokaniva dakshyati rusha. Chupu. So present in the sacrifice. There seems to be some delay or something.
Prabhuji, my this thing is not proper.
The sound is not coming properly. Translation, you can read translation. Present in the arena of sacrifice, Sati saw that there were no oblations for her husband Lord Shiva. Next, she realized that not only had her father failed to invite Lord Shiva, but when he saw Lord Shiva's exalted wife, Daksha did not receive her either. Thus she became greatly angry. So much so that she looked at her father as if she were going to burn him with her eyes. We see Daksha Prajapati is performing such an important sacrifice. But Daksha Prajapati did not invite Lord Shiva, who is the leader of the Devatas. Daksha Prajapati did not offer oblations for Lord Shiva. And Daksha Prajapati did not receive Sati, who is the wife of Lord Shiva. So many mistakes. So we see that somebody is performing a very elaborate sacrifice. But if somebody is involved in, if he is involved in committing the Vaishnava aparadh, then it is a very great mistake. In the 8th canto of the Bhagavatam, Vamana Dev asked a question to Shukracharya that your disciple Bali Maharaj has performed a sacrifice. Can you please tell me the faults, any deficiencies, any faults in the performance of your disciple? So at that time, Shukracharya speaks a very profound verse. Meaning of the verse is important, and apart from that, this verse is spoken by Shukracharya, who is one of the very great Karma Kanda priest. Shukracharya says that Desha mantratas tantratas chidram Desha kalarha vastunaha sarvam karoti nishchidram anusankirtanam tava. There may be mistakes in the chanting of the mantras. There may be mistakes in the different, maybe the following the rules of the sacrifice. But all those deficiencies, all those mistakes are taken care of if there is a chanting or the Sankirtan of the holy names of the Lord. So therefore, all the mistakes of in the performance of sacrifice are taken care of by the chanting of the holy names. And the chanting of the holy names will not produce the result when you commit a offense to the Vaishnavas, which is the first offense to the holy name, which is one of the very grave offense to the holy name. So the real solution for taking care of the deficiencies in the sacrifice is the Sankirtan. And one of the main offense to the Sankirtan is Vaishnava Aparad. Vaishnava Aparad is committed, then the chanting will not produce the result. It will be like an empty bullet. Here Daksha Prajapati is performing an elaborate sacrifice, but this sacrifice is performed with the mood of Vaishnava Aparad, with a deliberate disrespect towards Lord Shiva. The deliberate disrespect towards Lord Shiva. So then you can just imagine what is the hope in the success of the sacrifice. So it is customary that Shiva is one of those who are offered respects. But Sati, while personally present in the arena, saw that the Brahmanas did not utter the mantra offering oblations to Lord Shiva. Namah Shivaya Swaha. So Sati was concerned. Till now, we saw that some of the previous purport, Prabhupada gave an idea that Sati wanted to just visit the sacrifice and meet the different family members. But in this purport, Prabhupada says that Sati specifically wanted to see whether her husband is being respected or not. So to see her relatives was not so important. Even when she was received by her mother and sisters, she did not care. Her utmost concern was that her husband Shiva is insulted in the sacrifice.
ನೀವೇನು ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಲಾ ಬೇಡವೋ?
So therefore, Sati noticed that. So this is an important instance how when a Vaishnava is being insulted, how should we respond to that insult? In the 64 items of sadhana bhakti, one of the item is that like when a Vaishnava is being blasphemed or insulted, and if you are present in that particular place, if you don't raise your objection, then you are also indirectly taking part in that aparad. Therefore, one of the item of sadhana bhakti is that not hearing the blasphemy towards the blasphemy of the Lord and the Vaishnavas. Balaramji, few days back we celebrated Nityananda Trayodasi. Balaramji, when Samba was arrested by the Kauravas, Balaramji went to speak with the Kauravas and he proposed, let Samba be married to Duryodhana's daughter Lakshmana. But the Kauravas, they insulted Krishna. They said that you Yadavas are like the shoe. How can the shoe hope to sit in the Simhasan? So when they insulted the Yadavas, particularly Balramji took that it is an insult to Krishna. Balaramji became so angry. Balaramji took the flow and started dragging the Hastinapur to the Ganga. In that way, Balaramji exhibited that anger, how one should not tolerate the offense committed to the Supreme Lord. The same Balramji, who is the origin of the Mula Sankarshana, whose Amsha is Karanodakshay Vishnu, whose Amsha of Amsha is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, whose Amsha of Amsha is Shirodakshay Vishnu, whose Kala is Ananta. That same Balramji, when he was hit by Madai on the head, that Balramji did not at all become angry towards Madai. When he was personally attacked with that pot, when the blood was oozing out, the same Balramji as Nityananda Prabhu, he did not become angry. Akaroda Paramananda Nityananda Ram. That Balaramji who exhibited anger towards Yamuna and who divided Yamuna into many streams. That Balaramji who exhibited anger towards Rukmi, who accused Balramji of having cheated. That same Balaramji as Nityananda Prabhu, he did not exhibit anger towards Madai when he actually hit him. That same Balaramji, who is the origin of the three Vishnus, who is the origin of the Mula Sankarshana, what an exalted position. That Balaram is actually Abhimana Shunya Hoi Nagare Bedai. Without having any sense of prestige or position, he is actually begging door to door, asking people to chant the names of Lord Chaitanya and worship Krishna. So that is the position of Balramji. Balramji is demonstrating how one should not tolerate the offense towards blasphemy of the Lord and the Vaishnavas. So here, this particular, now the next section which we are going to read is the response of Sati when Sati saw that Lord Shiva is being disrespected in the sacrificial arena. How one should respond to the Vaishnava Aparad. That is the next section, very important section. Next verse. Somebody can repeat. Let me just go through the Vishnu Chakoti purport. So Arudra Bhagam tam avekshya chadvaram. Seeing the sacrifice devoid of any offering to Shiva, avekshya, understanding that the disrespect for her in the assembly was disrespect to her Lord Shiva. Like she was not personally feeling bad for the disrespect shown to her, but she felt that this is a disrespect to Lord Shiva because I am the Ardhangini of Lord Shiva. When Meena Ketana Ramadas, when Gunaranava Mishra failed to offer respect to Meena Ketana Ramadas did not consider that as a disrespect to him, but he considered that as a disrespect to Nityananda Prabhu. And then he said that here is a second Romakarshana Sutta. Here is a second Romaharshana Sutra. So therefore, Meenaketana Ramadas became angry. So here Sati also became angry, as if she would burn all the worlds. Chukopa lokam iva dakshyati rusha. 10th shloka. Jagarha samarsha vipannaya gira.
जगर्ह सामर्ष विपन्नया गिरा
Shivadvisham dhoomapatas tramasmayam.
शिवद्विषं धूमपथश्रमः सम्मयम्
स्वतेजसा भूतगणान् समुत्थितान्.
स्वतेजसा भूतगणान् समुत्थितान्
निगृह्य देवी जगतो विशृण्वतः.
निगृह्य देवी जगतो विष्णुवतः. Translation: The followers of Lord Shiva, the ghosts, were ready to injure or kill Daksha, but Sati stopped them by her order. She was very angry and sorrowful, and in that mood she began to condemn the process of sacrificial fruitive activities and persons who are very proud of such unnecessary and troublesome sacrifices. She especially condemned her father, speaking against him in the presence of all.
So here, Jagarha Samarsha Vipannaya Gira. So at that time, when she saw that Sati is being disrespected, the associates of Lord Shiva, they were ready to kill Daksha. Bhutaganan Samuttitan. Tejasa Bhutaganan Samuttitan. The associates of Lord Shiva, the ghosts were ready to Samuttitan, ready to injure Daksha. But Nigrihya, but Sati stopped them by her command. Tejasa, by her command, she stopped them. Hare Krishna. Sati stopped them, and then Sati spoke in a very loud voice, being heard by the whole universe. Her words were choked by anger. Samarsha Vipannaya Gira, with words choked by anger, she spoke and heard by that those words were heard by the whole universe, and she condemned Daksha, Shivad Visham, who is the enemy of Lord Shiva, and was proud of his efforts to sacrifice. Dhumapata Shramasmayam. Smayam means proud. Daksha was very proud of performing the elaborate rituals of the sacrifice. But he is committing the Vaishnava Aparadha. He's committing the Vaishnava Aparadha. So now next verse onwards, Sati starts speaking. So Prabhupada says that the yajna is meant to satisfy Vishnu. Yajnartha karmanon yatra. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Krishna is the actual beneficiary of the sacrifices. And but then less intelligent people, not knowing that Krishna is the person to be worshipped by the yajna, they perform sacrifice for material benefit. And to derive personal material benefits for sense gratification is the reason persons like Daksha and his followers perform sacrifices. So such sacrifices are condemned here as a labor of love without actual profit. So Bhagavatam also says that Dharma Swanishtita Pumsam Vishwaksena Katasuya Notpadayet Yatiratim Shama Yevahi Kevala. somebody may perform very meticulously all the different aspects of dharma sacrifices. But if one does not develop attraction for Vishnu, then such an endeavor is useless. Here, Daksha is very meticulously performing sacrifice, but he is committing he is having an offensive attitude towards Shiva and is disrespecting Lord Shiva. One who has developed love for Vishnu must develop love and respect for Vishnu's devotees. See, that you cannot, when we talk about loving Krishna, you cannot neglect the representative of Krishna. You cannot neglect the other devotees. You cannot neglect the expansions of Krishna like Balaram. So that is why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami advised his brother Gunarnava Mishra. He said that you have faith in Lord Chaitanya, but you don't have faith in Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Better to be an atheist instead of having faith in one and rejecting other. One should have faith in both Krishna and Balaram, both in Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu, and both in the Guru and Krishna, both in the Guru and the Vaishnavas. One should have a holistic outlook. So at that time, he said it's a Ardha Kukuta Nyaya, where a person uses half-hen logic, accepting one, rejecting other. There was a person who had a hen who wanted to sell that hen. And he heard that in the market, old rice, old tamarind, people buy that by paying greater money. So he thought that if I advertise my hen also as a old hen, then maybe I will get a better price for the hen. He started advertising as a old hen, but nobody was coming to buy the hen for many months. Then he asked advice from somebody. Then that person said that because you are advertising as a old hen, therefore nobody is coming to buy the hen. If you advertise that as a new hen, then people will buy and they will give a better price. So then he decided to advertise as a new hen. But then he thought, for so many months I have been advertising this as a old hen. We suddenly say that it is a new hen, then people will laugh at me. How it suddenly became new. Nobody will accept it. Then he thought that, okay, let me advertise it as a half old, half new hen. Then he started advertising as a half old, half new hen. So Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur tells a story and says that there cannot be a hen which is half old, half hen. It is simply a speculated thing. So similarly, he said that accepting Lord Chaitanya but not accepting Lord Nityananda, it is like a speculated idea of this person, how this hen is half old, half hen. One portion is old, another portion is new. Similarly, the speculated idea is that I accept Lord Chaitanya but not accept Lord Nityananda. I accept Krishna but not Balram. I accept Ram but not Lakshman. So therefore, one who has, Prabhupada says that one who has developed a love for Vishnu must develop love for the devotees. So here, Lord Shiva is not having respect towards the topmost devotee of Vishnu. That means he truly does not have attraction for Vishnu. Although he is meticulously performing the sacrifice, but he is not having attraction for Vishnu, such a performance of the sacrifice is considered as Shrama Yevahi Kevalam. It is a useless labor. That is what Prabhupada is saying. Lord Shiva is the Vaishnavanam Yatashambhu, but she saw that Daksha is not having respect towards Shiva. Therefore, she became angry. When a Vaishnava is insulted, one should be angry. Lord Chaitanya, he preached non-violence, but he became angry when Nityananda Prabhu was offended by Jagai and Mother. Mahaprabhu wanted to kill them. I was describing one class actually. When we speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Panchatattva, if we see there are so many incarnations of Krishna, Ram, Vamana, Varaha, Parashuram. All these incarnations are accepted by all the sampradayas. But when it comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may be shown respect as a great saint by different Vaishnavas. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not accepted as an incarnation, Krishna, by other Vaishnava sampradayas. Only Gaudiya Sampradaya accepts it. Yeah, how do we see that actually? First of all, there is Shastrik Pramana. We have to give a Shastrik Pramana. Shastrik Pramana is that Krishna Varnam, Tusha Krishnam, Sango Pangastra Parshadam, Yagyai Sankirtana Prayir, Ejantihi Sumedasam, Tyaktva Sudishtya Shurepsita Rajya Lakshmim, Dharmishta Arya Vachasa Yadagadharanyam, Mayam Mrigam Daita Yepsita Manvadavat, Vande Maha Purushate Charanaravindam. These are some of the shlokas from the Bhagavatam, which are Shastrik Pramana for Mahaprabhu. There are also in the Vishnu Sahasranama, Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi, Sanyasakrit Shamashanto Nishta Shanti Parayana. This shloka from the Vishnu Sahasranama also gives the Shastrik Pramana for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avatar. And the great acharyas like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, these acharyas, they led a complete selfless life, not even iota of selfishness. They performed such severe tapasya, such great acharyas like them, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, they have confirmed Lord Chaitanya as an incarnation. Shastrik Pramana and then the verdict of the acharyas. And the third is that one can examine on oneself about the activities, superhuman activities of Lord Chaitanya. One can examine the superhuman activities of Lord Chaitanya, the way he propagated the Yuga Dharma, the way he induced the animals like tigers and the deers, the Jarikanda forest, to dance in Sankirtan. How Mahaprabhu made personalities like Jagai and Madai, made them as devotees. And hearing that Jagai and Madai became devotees, the judge of all judges, usually any judge in this world, have you ever seen a Supreme Court judge or a High Court judge dancing in some party? Judges are supposed to be very grave actually. One devotee who is a justice in the High Court, like he stays close to temple, but because of his position, he also doesn't come very often to the temple. It's a good devotee, because sometimes such position is there, and the people may interpret, oh, this judge is right wing, something like that. Interpret. So judges have to be very impartial and they cannot be very expressive in their feelings. They have to be very grave actually. But on seeing Mahaprabhu's mercy to Jagai and Madai, Yamaraj became unconscious and he became absorbed in performing Sankirtan. There's a detailed description how Yamaraj, in the madness of Sankirtan, his clothes went astray, The ornaments were thrown. That is how Mahaprabhu has done it. So one can examine by the activities of Mahaprabhu, which were never performed by anybody in the past. So by the Shastrik Pramana, the verdict of the Acharyas, and one can examine oneself personally the superhuman activities of Lord Chaitanya. So by that we can accept Chaitanya as the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the avatar. But even after that, still one may say that, but then why the other Vaishnava Sampradayas, they don't accept Lord Chaitanya? Other Acharyas in the Vaishnava Sampradayas, why they didn't accept? They are also great Acharyas. Why those Acharyas did not confirm Lord Chaitanya? Only Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas have told. Like that, one may ask a question. How Krishna Varnam Tvusha Krishnam, how this verse is indicating only to Lord Chaitanya? Like that, also one may ask a question. So here, we can see another outlook to this particular question. In the Bhagavatam 7th canto, 9th chapter, when Prahlad Maharaj is offering prayers, in one of the prayer he says that Lord Vishnu is three yuga, one who appears in three yugas. And then he says that Channa Khalau, he appears in Kali Yuga as the covered incarnation, in a covered way. Channa Khalau uses the word. So, therefore, in the Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya's incarnation is a covered incarnation. Lord Chaitanya revealed his position to the other acharyas like Ramanuja, Madhvacharya, many hundreds of years before his advent. He revealed his position to even Sridhar Swami. But then all these acharyas, they did not reveal Lord Chaitanya's position, understanding the desire of Lord Chaitanya. Understanding the desire of Lord Chaitanya to remain in a concealed form. Because his incarnation is meant, the mission of the incarnation is meant to be executed in that way. So, for example, if we see, there are different police forces working for the government. State police force, central government police force, CRPF, CISF, BSF, Indian Army, Navy, all these are working for the government. But there are also sleeper cell, they are also working for the government. They are also police force, but they are sleeper cell working for the government. But the difference between the sleeper cell and the other police is that sleeper cell's identity will be known only to the select people in the government. And even if it is known to other people, even when it is known to the select people, they will not reveal the identity of the sleeper cell. Because the mission of the sleeper cell cannot be executed if their identity is revealed. So, similarly, we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva, his associates, are like the sleeper cell. Because Mahaprabhu's mission is such that one is both the external reason and the internal reason. He has come in this world to taste Srimati Radharani's love, understand the glory of her love, certain internal reason and also the external reason of propagating the Yuga Dharma to demonstrate how to be a devotee. Because of the external and internal reason, he has to perform his mission in a concealed way. Just like a sleeper cell who is sent with a particular mission to detect the certain enemy plans, they have to go in a concealed manner. So although they are working for the government, so therefore the sleeper cell identity, even though it is in the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives an account how Ramanuja got darshan of Lord Chaitanya, how Madhvacharya got darshan of Lord Chaitanya. These are mentioned. But still, they did not reveal that identity of Mahaprabhu because they understood the desire of Mahaprabhu, who is the leader of the sleeper cell. So only the members of the sleeper cell, they can only reveal the identity of the sleeper cell members. That is why when we see about Nityananda Prabhu's identity, Sankarshana Karana Toyashayi Garbodashayi Che Payobdishayi. This shloka talks about the identity of Nityananda Prabhu. Who composed this shloka? This shloka is from the diary of Swarup Damodar Goswami. He is one of the sleeper cell member who is a close associate of Lord Chaitanya. And sometimes, in certain instances in this world also, sometimes the sleeper cell members' identity is exposed to the public. For example, suppose one of the very close, some close relative of the sleeper cell person is caught. When that person is in danger, sometimes the sleeper cell person's identity may be revealed, may be exposed. He may expose his identity to protect his near and dear one. Sometimes in the movies, we see some police officer, some sleeper cell, when his near and dear one is under attack, the sleeper cell person may reveal his identity, the identity may be exposed. One such occasion is the Jagai Madai pastime. When Nityananda Prabhu was attacked by Madai, that time Mahaprabhu could not hide his identity. He was about to release the chakra. The chakra came in his hand. His identity was actually exposed. So Prabhupada is quoting that instance. So therefore, there is Shastrik Pramana, there is Pramana by the Acharyas, confirmation by the Acharyas. One can examine the associate activities of Lord Chaitanya to understand how he is the incarnation of Krishna. But even despite that, we have to understand that Mahaprabhu's incarnation and his associates are there in a covered fashion. It's like a sleeper cell. Therefore, only the Mahaprabhu's followers, they can reveal the identity of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu's later followers, only they can reveal. Just like the sleeper cell members can only reveal. So Prabhupada says there, Mahaprabhu, who always preached non-violence, Tranadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sageshnuna, Amanina Manadena Kirtane Sadahari. But the same Mahaprabhu became angry when Nityananda Prabhu was attacked, when a Vaishnava was being offended. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur says that Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. One should dovetail one's propensity for anger by exhibiting one's anger towards Bhakta Dveshi. So, Hanumanji exhibited his anger towards Ravana. Arjuna exhibited anger towards the Kauravas. So, here is an instance where Sati, she is exhibiting her anger towards her father. It is not objectionable because this emotion of anger is not coming from Rajoguna, rather it is arising because she is feeling that Lord Shiva is being insulted. So Sati's anger against her father was quite applaudable. That is the conclusion of Prabhupada's purport. Next shloka. 1 minute. Let me see. Vishnu Chakotipad says that Daksha was proud of his practice of karmas, Dhumapata Shramasmayan. And Sati prevented the other ghosts who became ready to kill Daksha. Sati stopped them, and Sati is speaking. Sati starts speaking. So these are very profound shlokas. Devyuvacha
Devi Uvacha
Nayasya loke Atishayana priya
Nayasya Loke Atishayana Priya
Tata priyo deha brutham priyatmana
Tatha Priyo Deha Bhutam Priyatmanaha
Tasmin samasthātmani mukta vairake
Tasmin Samastatmani Mukta Vairake
Rithe bhavantam katama pratipayet.
Rute Bhavantam Katama Patipayet. The blessed goddess said, Lord Shiva is the most beloved of all living entities. He has no rival. No one is very dear to him, and no one is his enemy. No one but you could be envious of such a universal being who is free from all enmity.
So Sati is speaking this. Nayasya loke atishayana priya. Who except Daksha? Rite except. Rite bhavantam. Who except Daksha katama pratipayet would hate Lord Shiva. And what is the nature of Lord Shiva? Mukta vairake, who is without an enemy, who is who is ajata shatru, who does not hate anybody. Samasta Atmani, who is the cause of the universe. Priyatmana, who is the soul of beings. And na yasya loke asti atishayana. There is nobody superior to him in this world. And priya tata apriya, who neither hates nor favors anyone. Who neither hates nor favors anyone. So Sati is actually criticizing Daksha. So here we see she's telling the position of Lord Shiva. There is nobody greater than Shiva. Shiva is so impartial. He neither shows like somebody nor he hates somebody because he is self-satisfied. Atishayana Priya, nobody is greater than him and no one is more affectionate than him. So in this way, Sati is actually speaking. So except for you, nobody will hate Lord Shiva. Nobody, except for you, nobody would hate Lord Shiva who has no enemy. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, Krishna's quality is that Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. Similarly, Lord Shiva is a Gunavatara, has the same qualities as Lord Krishna. You know that there are 64 qualities mentioned by Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Out of the 64 qualities of Krishna, Krishna shares 60 qualities with Narayana. There are 4 qualities which are unique with him. 60 qualities he shares with Narayana. And he shares 55 qualities with Lord Shiva. And he shares 50 qualities with Brahma. So this quality of Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu, this quality is also present in Lord Shiva. And therefore Sati accused her father, no one but you could be envious of Lord Shiva or be his enemy. Other sages and learned Brahmanas were present, but they were not envious of Lord Shiva, but because they were all dependent on Daksha, they were passively supporting. They were not actually envious of Lord Shiva, but they were dependent on Daksha. Therefore, they did not question. They could have raised objection. Why are you not offering oblations to Lord Shiva? So sometimes when a person becomes financially dependent, they don't raise objections. Many political parties, there are many Hindus, they are also because they become subservient to the atheistic leaders because they feel that if we raise something, then we will not get a seat. Our post will be taken away. There was one person in Tamil Nadu was finance minister. He spoke somewhere that how there was so much of corruption done by the some top leaders in the government. Somehow that got leaked, some 30,000 crores. Then after some time, he was changed from the post only. So the other people were not envious of Lord Shiva, but they were dependent on Daksha. Therefore, no one but Daksha could be envious of Lord Shiva. That was the accusation of Sati. The next shloka is very important shloka. We may not be able to discuss everything detailed today, but let us go start this shloka. Doshan paresham hi guneshu sadavo
दोषान् परेषां हि गुणेषु साधवो
गृह्णन्ति केचिन्न भवादृशो द्विज
गृह्णन्ति केचिन्न भवादृशो द्विज
गुणांश्च फल्गून् बहुलीकरिष्णवो
गुणांश्च फल्गुन् बहुलीकरिष्णवो
महस्तमास्तेष्वविदद्भवानगम्
महत्तमास्तेष्वविभद् विवद विदद्भवान् अघम् भवानगम्. Twice born Daksha, a man like you can simply find fault in the qualities of others. Lord Shiva, however, not only finds no faults with others' qualities, but if someone has a little good quality, he magnifies it greatly. Unfortunately, you have found fault with such a great soul.
So here she actually explains how exalted Lord Shiva is. O Dvija, O Brahmana, here Daksha is saying that saintly people, doshan paresham hi guneshu sadavaha. Sadavaha means saintly people. They see the faults are capable of being transformed into good qualities. Paresham doshan hi guneshu grikhnanti. The saintly people, even when they see faults in others, they will see that, oh, these faults will get transformed into good qualities. And therefore, they see only the good qualities. And they don't see the faults. Kechin na bhavadrusho. Therefore, they see only good quality, they don't see the faults. But then you are opposite. You are the opposite. You are opposite to that. Even when you see the good qualities, you will see that means like those good qualities will get transformed into faults. And then she says that the best people, Mahattama. Mahattama means the best of all people. They magnify even meager good qualities in another person. Falgun Gunan. Falgu means even a small good quality. Bahuli Karishnavo. They magnify the small good quality into a great good quality. But then, Bhavan Agam Avidat. But you see only fault in such great people. You see only fault in such an exalted personality. Which exalted personality? That exalted personality who magnifies the smallest good quality. But you have found fault with such a person. Some sound keeps coming actually. So this particular purport, Vishnu Chakravartipad talks about 8 types of people, 4 levels of people in the sadhu, and 4 levels of people in the asadhu category. I'll just go through that. We will also expand upon this in the next week also. So he talks about sadhu, sadhu tara, sadhu tama, and then ati sadhu tama. Ati sadhu tama. And similarly, asadu, asadu tara, asadu tama, and ati asadu tama. He talks about these 8 people. The first he talks about sadhu. Who is a sadhu? Sadhu is somebody, they accept the faults in the others. They accept the faults in others, but they think that they will think that these faults will eventually become transformed into good qualities. They see the faults in others, but they have hope that these faults will disappear and they will exhibit good qualities, or these faults will be transformed into good qualities. The sadhus, this is the sadhu category. And opposite to that is asadu. Asadu, they see the good qualities in the people, but because of the cynical attitude, they will think that this good quality will eventually disappear. It will get transformed into faults. It will get transformed into fault. They will think that, suppose they will see that somebody is trying to help him, somebody has a helping attitude, but they will think that right now he is helping, but later he will become greedy. Suppose they see certain good quality, some devotees enthusiastic, they will see, abhi ye to naya devotee hai, therefore he is enthusiastic. Just wait for some time, later his enthusiasm will disappear. Later he will not do so much seva. Like that, they see the good quality, but they think that this good quality will eventually get transformed into fault. That is the asadu. Next category is sadhu tara. Sadhu tara is superior to a sadhu. The sadhu tara, they overlook the faults. They see good quality, overlook the faults, they see only good qualities. They don't pay attention to the faults. They overlook the faults. They see only good qualities. For example, suppose they see a materialistic person. They praise the good qualities of that person, but they will not talk about the bad qualities. So there is a sadhu tara. In sadhu, they see the faults, but they think that the faults will eventually get transformed into good qualities. But sadhu tara, they overlook the faults, they see only good qualities. And then asadhu tara, they see only faults. They overlook the good qualities. They don't look at the good quality, they see only the faults. This is asadhu tara. And then next is sadhu tama. Sadhu tama is superior to sadhu tara. Sadhu tama means they take small good qualities and they magnify the small good qualities. And they don't even see the smallest of the faults. They magnify the small good qualities and they magnify them, and they don't see any faults. They don't see even the biggest of the faults. So such a person is a sadhu tama. So, suppose a person has stolen the cloth. A person may, the sadhu tama will think that probably it is cold, therefore he has taken the cloth. See, this person, although he has a weapon, he does not attack me because he is merciful, he is virtuous. Like that, that person even he is seeing the thief who has stolen his cloth, but even in that thief, they magnify the smallest good quality. Oh, he is not attacking me with the weapon. It is sadhu tama. And then there is asadhu tama. Asadhu tama is worse than asadhu tara. Asadhu tama, they take small faults and magnify the small faults. And they don't see good qualities at all. Even if they are very good quality, they don't see the good qualities at all. They magnify the smallest fault to a great degree. So this is asadhu tama. Sometimes one devotee was coming very blissfully chanting, and he was coming for the Mangalarti. Another devotee made a cynical comment. Another devotee was saying, you see how blissful he is coming for Mangalarti, so enthusiastic. Another devotee said, oh, probably maybe because his bowels must have been emptied nicely, so therefore he is blissful. Instead of seeing the good quality as a positive, enthusiastic spirit, seeing that in a cynical way. Oh, this devotee, oh, is a new devotee, therefore is enthusiastic. Like that, seeing that in a cynical way. Actually. That is what the asadhu tama or ati. And then the next category is ati sadhu tama. Ati sadhu tama is superior to sadhu tama. Ati sadhu tama, they will see good qualities in those people where there are no good qualities at all. In the previous category, they see small good qualities and magnify them. But here, even the smallest good quality is not there, but they see only good qualities, even in those people where there are no good qualities. This is ati sadhu tama. So such people are like the great Uttam Adhikari devotees. They see that in this world there are no bad people. Everyone is a devotee. I am the only non-devotee. Like that, a very Mahabhagavata devotee actually. Ati sadhutam. And then opposite to that is Ati asadhutam. They see only faults even when there are no faults. In this world, nobody is good. Everybody is bad. Ati sadhutama, they say that in this world, everybody is good. Nobody is bad. Ati asadhutama people say that in this world, nobody is good. Everybody is bad. So in this way, that there are 4 categories of people. So Lord Shiva is such a person who is a Mahattama, who is Sadhutama, who sees the smallest good quality and magnifies them. But Daksha Prajapati has found only faults with such a great personality as Lord Shiva. Therefore, Sati is actually chastising. This is a very important shloka about the greatness of Lord Shiva and also how degraded Daksha Prajapati is. So, fault finding propensity. There is one service which many people do even though nobody has asked them to do. That is like a fault finding service actually. In the Nectar of Instruction, very beautiful shloka. Wait a minute. Rupa Goswami speaks about the categories of Vaishnavas. And there shloka is fifth shloka. Yeah. The fifth shloka, Rupa Goswami speaks about how we should respect the different Vaishnavas. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranatibhishcha bhajantamisham shushrushaya bhajana vigyamananyamanya nindadi shunya kridamipsita sangalabdhya. In this verse, he says that how we should respect the three levels of Vaishnavas: Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari. He says that one should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Krishna. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta. Anybody who chants the holy name of Krishna, one should mentally honor. Dikshasti chet pranatibhishcha bhajantamisham. One who has taken the spiritual diksha, one must offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone diksha and who is engaged in the worship of the deity. And then Sushrushaya Bhajana Vigyam Ananya Manya Nindadi Shunya Hridamipsita Sangalabdhya. One should, now he talks about the Uttamadhikari devotee, the topmost devotee. Sushrushaya Bhajana Vigyam, one should render, associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee. What kind of pure devotee? Bhajana Vigyam, who is advanced in devotional service, who is advanced in undeviated devotional service. Bhajana Vigyam. Nindadi Shunya Hridamipsita, whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize or find fault in others. So the one of the category of the topmost Vaishnava, two qualities are mentioned. First quality is that one who is completely devoid of the one who is very well versed in the science of devotional service, bhajana vigya, one who is advanced in the devotional service, one who is learned in the shastras which teach bhakti, bhajana vigyam. And say another quality is that one who is free from the propensity to find fault in others. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is such a personality. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes, when somebody would start describing some faults of the Vaishnava, he would immediately stop. Say, I don't want to hear these faults. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was completely devoid of the propensity to find, even hear or find fault in others. So, Lord Shiva is such a personality actually. So, Sati is actually telling that you have found fault, you have found only fault in such a personality as Lord Shiva. Krishna Chakutipa says that Lord Shiva is Ati Mahattama and you are Ati, Lord Shiva is Ati Sadhutama and you are Ati Asadhutama. Lord Shiva is Ati Sadhutama, you are Ati Asadhutama. Because Lord Shiva is the dear soul of all beings, is the cause of the universe, and he sees no fault anywhere. He is the Ati Sadhutama. Because you find fault in such a person, therefore you are Ati Asadhutama. And you also blamed Lord Brahma as well. You have not only found fault in Lord Shiva, you also found fault in Brahma as well. So in this way, Sati is speaking this. We will also discuss maybe. Sati is saying that you are not only offended Lord Shiva, you offended Lord Brahma, and you also offended other devotees also. The third chapter, third shloka, it is mentioned that Daksha performed a sacrifice called as Vajapeya, surpassing the followers of Lord Shiva. So, you see, offense to Lord Shiva led to offending the other followers of Lord Shiva. He also offended Lord Brahma. So, therefore, you are the Ati Asadutama, you are the worst of all persons. So, like that, the Sati is actually criticizing Daksha. We will also go through Prabhupada's purport next week and see some more points related to the shloka, and we'll go to the next verse. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any comments or questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, because of this offense, also he could not be receptive to Narada's teachings, also, right?
No, what was that? Daksha Prajapati, who later we'll see, he begs forgiveness from Lord Shiva. But then, because he did not completely rectify his offense, some residual offense was remaining. So, therefore, when the offense is not completely rectified, the residual offense is remaining, that leads to some other mistake. And that mistake was that Daksha Prajapati again offended Narada Muni, that we see in the 6th canto.
And who I forgot, who was the person who said that he would listen to Nityanand Charan Prabhuji, but Nityanand Charan, oh God, Nityanand Prabhu, and not obey Lord Chaitanya. Who was he?
No,
What was it?
one who accepted Lord Chaitanya but not Nityananda Prabhu.
Yeah,
Gunarnava
so
Mishra. Gunarnava Mishra.
okay.
Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother.
Whose brother you said?
Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami.
Okay, thank you. And a person, the avatar which you said, he should be mentioned in the Shastras. Then the acharyas should speak about him, and he comes to perform a particular mission, right? Is that
And then
right?
third is the activities of the superhuman activities of the avatar. These are the three ways in which Prabhupada is saying.
Human activity.
It should be mentioned in the Shastra, be confirmed by the acharyas, and thirdly, superhuman activities of the avatar, which nobody can imitate.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And if I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but like yourself mentioned about Nityanand Prabhu's anger, and then how he forgave Jagai and Madai, so that way is some similar pastime had happened in which he tried to pacify Lord Krishna during Rukmini Devi's marriage with her, like he was like a mediator or something. Was it that way? If I'm
Yeah,
like.
Krishna was about to kill Rukmi. Krishna was about punishing Rukmi. That time Balramji was playing, telling Krishna not to kill Rukmi. Balramji was trying to pacify Krishna and also Rukmini. The 10th canto it comes, Balram was pacifying Rukmini. Rukmini was feeling bad that her brother is being punished. So Balramji is trying to pacify Krishna and Rukmini.
And that same Daksha, she speaks that Hamsa Guhya prayers, right? He glorifies Lord Vishnu
Yes.
after.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Prabhuji, why does she mention twice born Daksha?
Daksha is a Brahmana. So therefore, she is addressing Daksha by the word Dvija. Daksha is a Brahmana. She is addressing. There is also one point, I think Prabhupada highlights that she felt so bad that she didn't want to address Daksha as the father. Uh, she didn't want to address Daksha as the father. Therefore, she's addressing in a more by using the word Dvija, O Brahmana. Like that.
So I thought that you get initiated. So I mean, I is that this Brahman Diksha and all that? That's why you're called twice born. I mean, I was under that
Dvija,
impression.
Dvija
Uh,
means, yeah, Dvija means twice born. Twice born. That way, if you are asking, Dvija means twice born. First birth through the father and mother, and second birth is when a person receives the Gayatri mantra, the Diksha mantra from the Guru, then he become the then get the second birth. That's the twice born. So why Sati is addressing like that? Because Sati felt bad that I don't want to call as father. Uh, Father is a more intimate relation, but instead she is using the more a general term as a Brahmana, as a twice born. Because only a twice born can perform the sacrifice. So he's performing the sacrifice. He's calling her as a Vijay. So Prabhupada is highlighting the gap. Vijay means twice born. In other words, Vijay is not an ordinary man, but one who has studied the Vedic literature, the spiritual master, and discriminate between good and bad. Therefore, it is supposed that he understands logic and philosophy. So a Brahmana should know, should have the proper discrimination. It's expected. So Sati is putting forward sound arguments in front of Daksha. We'll go through this next week. It's a long time.
I think these Vedic women are very intelligent because even Rukmini, she speaks when Krishna tries to, say, why did you get married to me, etc. So they really put forth very logical arguments.
Yes. This is not this outburst of anger. It has deep philosophy. It's not simply the Rajoguna. She's just blaspheming, speaking some incoherently. Sati is presenting sound arguments in her anger towards Daksha. Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhuji, if you're not getting too late, so if you have to say the explanation of why Prabhupada just mentioned it, that women are less intelligent. So, first, the reason which we have to give is because of that they're emotionally more attached, like they cannot that the mind the brain, it has that left and right. What is that that rational thinking, they are less in that, and secondly, the concept of like we are all souls, we don't work on that bodily platform. And do we say one more thing is like he empowered all the women to take up higher post, and secondly and thirdly, we say that when a person takes up to Krishna consciousness, then that thing doesn't come like that person. I mean, you don't say that women are less intelligent. So am I right in saying all this? Because when you're, I mean,
Yeah,
how do
these
you?
are good points. These are good points. Look, so oftentimes, see, everybody has a weakness and everybody has a strength. So, for a person to grow, any child to grow properly, when they receive unconditional love from the mother, then such people have a very good upbringing. They become very stable people. and that unconditional love is offered by the mother. Therefore, their personality, when they are, you may say they are emotional, but then that is a strength because of that they offer their unconditional love, and that is how the child becomes very grows up into a proper personality. So therefore, in a family, a man or woman, man has a certain weakness, man has a certain strength, woman has a certain strength, woman has a certain weakness. So it is not that woman is superior to man or man is superior to woman or vice versa. So one person's strength, one person's weakness is taken care of by the another person's strength. It is it's a cooperative this thing in the family. And another way to look at is that Krishna never says intelligence, even when we say less intelligent or something. Krishna never emphasizes the intelligence as the main qualification to attain. In the Bhagavad Gita, always he mentions faith and non-enviousness. He never says intelligence. In fact, Krishna says that if a person has a sincere faith and if he sincerely engaged in devotional service to me, I will supply the intelligence by which he can come to me. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. I will give the intelligence. If a person is faithful but lacks the intelligence, I will supply the intelligence. Krishna does not say that I will supply the faith to the person. Faith is something we are expected to have. So if you see from this point of view, women, they easily put faith in devotional service. Many times man, because of the skeptical nature, they don't put faith easily. But women, they easily put faith. Maharaj was giving a class in some Pandal program, often he tells that. And he saw that 999 women were there. Some one man was there because there was some cricket match was going on. So like then Prabhupada also says in other places that women they easily put faith. So from that point of view, from a devotional point of view also, from this quality is more advantageous. Of course, sometimes they can easily put faith in a wrong path also. Has to be careful. It has to be properly directed. But they easily take up service. They have a natural service attitude. They have a natural faith. That way, it's a great advantage in bhakti. So everything has a and ultimately, Prabhupada is, when the Shastras are speaking about the body, they are not speaking about the soul. When I suppose when a company has manufactured some cars, the company is giving certain specification about the car. This model of the car will run at a maximum of 80 kilometers. Beyond that, if you drive this car, it will meet with the accident. This model you can run at 125 kilometers. But this model has disadvantage in this particular aspect. In speed it is there, but then in other aspect it has a certain weakness in this aspect. This car has a 80 kilometers only it will run, but this has advantage in this aspect. Like that, when the manufacturer is telling about the cars, if the driver feels offended about that, how can you say that I can drive this car only at 80 kilometers per hour? The driver feels offended. That means what? The driver is thinking that he is the car. He is identifying with the car. The manufacturer is not condemning the driver. He's just telling them specifications of the driver of the car actually. Similarly, Shastras are talking about the one vehicle which is called as a M vehicle, another vehicle called as a F vehicle, male body and female body. Shastras are not talking about the soul inside that in that vehicle. So therefore, why people get offended? Because they identify with the vehicle, they identify with the body. Therefore, the first teaching of the Gita is that you are not the body, you are the soul. And when we are in the body, although the driver can drive at 120 kilometers per hour, but when the driver is within that particular vehicle, which can go up to only up to 80 kilometers per hour, he has to respect the specification. He has to drive according to that specification. Otherwise, he will meet with an accident. He can't say, "Oh, yesterday I drove that at 120 kilometers per hour, so I will drive this also with that." So similarly, a soul who is situated in a particular body, he has to respect that. He has to play the natural role of that body. But what the modern psychology, the modern thought process, and they try to make there is no difference between the male vehicle and the female vehicle. They try to say both vehicles can be run at the same similar way. Then what happens? Then it leads to different accidents. Actually, it leads to different accidents. So if the male vehicle and the female vehicle, if both are same, if both the bodies are same, then why should Krishna create two bodies? He could have created only male bodies or only female bodies. Because we are essentially saying that Krishna is a fool that he has created. So these are some points. So therefore, the point is different ways to look at something what came to my mind is. So, right.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So we'll stop here. Thank you very much for your patient attention. Nantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Hare Krishna.
Very much.